Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our competitive guide video. So today we're covering Garbodor, and our Garbodor is a interesting Pokemon. I think it's actually a relatively good Pokemon. I really like using it. It's got relatively decent attack stat, relatively okay defenses, relatively okay HP, and even relatively okay speed. Its overall stats are relatively okay across the board. It also has access to a lot of really good moves and can be used in a variety of different ways. So I really enjoy using it. I know a lot of people really don't like Garbodor, but I really do like it. The first Garbodor set we have today, we have two generic sets. We have one Dynamax and then one Gigantamax, because obviously Garbodor got a Gigantamax form. The first set we have is a hazard setter, so we have spikes and toxic spikes on here. So spikes, if you can set 3 layers, anything that touches the ground when it enters will take 25% damage, which is really effective. And then toxic spikes, if you can get 2 layers up, it will be toxicking any Pokemon that comes in on the field. Obviously that touches the floor, so it can be really helpful to cause a lot of damage to different Pokemon. Leftovers is the item to heal yourself up. We've got Drain Punch as a way of recovering yourself, because you are going to take hits as this Pokemon, and having Drain Punch can be effective against steel types that you're not necessarily going to be able to hit just with Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot is your really powerful poison type attack. Obviously it does have the chance to miss, so do be cautious with that, as it will potentially cause issues. Aftermath is the ability on here, just because I thought I would show it off, and it's quite nice to take a chunk out of Pokemon's health when you faint, taking a quarter of its health when it's knocked out. EVs, I've gone for max HP and max special defense with a careful nature, so more special defense and less special attack. You could always go for an impish nature, so more defense and less, also full defense rather than special defense instead. That is definitely an option, and you could also run the Rocky Helmet if you wanted to as well in that case, but it depends on what role you're looking for Garbodor. The second set we have is a Life Orb set. Now, Life Orb drains your health by 10% each time that you use an attacking move, which can drain you quite quickly, but you do have access to Drain Punch and Pain Split on this set. So obviously I already spoke about Drain Punch and how it can recover you, and then Pain Split, obviously if the Pokemon's health is higher than yours, then you will balance out the health and you will have essentially the same health, allowing you to recover. But if the Pokemon is lower health than you, then you will essentially give them some of your health. So do be cautious of that when you use it. We've got Weak Armor as the ability, which I believe lowers your, if you're hit by a physical hit, it lowers your defense by 1, but raises your speed by 2. Now, if you double your speed here, I know I haven't got any speed investment, and I'll talk about that when I go over the EVs. We've got Seed Bomb and Gunk Shot as our other moves on here. So Seed Bomb can just hit a couple of other Pokemon that wouldn't necessarily be hit, and then Gunk Shot is your strong stat move. EVs, I went for max HP and max attack with an adamant nature, some more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. If you're banking on the weak armor, you could go for max speed instead. That would allow you to outspeed a lot of different Pokemon after 1 hit on the weak armor, allowing you to potentially cause a lot of damage to different Pokemon. And maybe even become a late game sweeper. I think that I could definitely see this set working that way. The third set we have is a Dynamax set, and it is taking advantage of the Poison type move Sludge Wave and Choice Specs. So Choice Specs normally raises your special attack by 1.5 times and locks you into a move. When you are Dynamax, this is not happening, so you can then use whichever move that you want. I would recommend using Sludge Wave, which turns to Max Ooze. Max Ooze raises your special attack by 1 stage each time you do it. If you can use that all 3 times, you are going to have a really large special attack stat, along with being boosted by the Choice Specs, and then that's not even taking into account Stab on things like Sludge Wave. I have Stench as the ability here, which basically means that you can flinch Pokemon potentially with your moves, because that's just what the it's a 10% chance with the ability. Thunderbolt, Dark Pulse, and Psychic are the moves on here. So Thunderbolt hits a variety of different Pokemon. Dark Pulse can again hit a variety of different Pokemon, including Psychic types, which can cause damage to you. And then Psychic, again, just to hit a couple more different Pokemon that you wouldn't necessarily be able to hit too well. Eevee's gone for max HP and max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. You could run this max speed if you wanted to take advantage of that stench, but it is up to you entirely how you do that. And then the Gigantamax form of Garbodor. Now, Garbodor's Gigantamax form was pretty common a few weeks ago, so some of you might have this. Again, I've put Stench as the ability. You could have Weak Armor as the ability if you wanted to. It is up to you entirely. Even Aftermath could work. For the moves, I've gone for Gunk Shot. Now, Gunk Shot, when Gigantamax, will turn into Gmax Malodor, and that will poison another Pokemon. So if you are against any Pokemon that's not Steel or Poison, you will actually cause them to become poisoned. You've also got Drain Punch here, which will turn to Max Knuckle, and again can raise up your attack stat, which is really, really handy. If you use that twice, that takes you to 634 attack, which is a very, very high attack stat. I've put Body Slam on here as well because the chance to paralyze different Pokemon can be really handy as well as having that option to poison initially. And then Haze just to get rid of setup Pokemon because, you know, some Pokemon really do love to set up on you and it can be an issue. You've got Leech Berry as the item here, basically allowing you to raise your attack by 1 more stage. You could always run a Choice Band on here if you wanted to. It's definitely an option for you to do, or even Leftovers, for example. There are slight variants to any set that you come up with, but those are definitely some options. Eevee's gone for max HP and max attack with an Adamant Nature, so more attack, less special attack. Could always go for more speed, but as this is going to require a couple of moves to set up, I would definitely recommend having that max HP on there. That is all for Garbodor. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.